Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn with Jason. Today on the show, we are learning how to automate away all of the busy work that makes it suck to own your own business or to work as a contractor or to work in an agency. All that stuff around contracts, around setting up new projects, it takes a ton of time. It's never fun. It's usually just clicking a bunch of buttons in different programs so that you can get your projects scaffolded after signatures come through. We're going to make it all go away today. We are joined today by the wonderful Raylene Del Rosario, who's going to show us how it works. Raylene, how you doing?
I'm good. Looking forward to this.
Why don't we kick off by just hearing a little bit about you and who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Raylene. I've been with DocuSign since 2022. I am a developer advocate and a programmer writer. So that means I try to make tools for developers to make their life easier. And this is one of them today.
Excellent. Well, I don't want to waste any time. I want to jump right into this and get coding. So welcome, everybody, to Learn with Jason. All right. So we are sitting here. We're looking at the homepage. We're looking at Raylene on LinkedIn here. So first and foremost, make sure you go give Raylene a follow. That is the right place to hang out. I also have the DocuSign for Developers page open, so I'm gonna throw that up on the screen as well. And then I am gonna just throw to you. If I want to get started with this and I want to try something, what should I do first?
Yeah, let's jump right into it. So there is a link I sent you earlier, the workflows link. To get to that though, you would click on there it is. Yeah. So you'd have to sign back in.
Let's do it.
Am I in the wrong one? We're going to start building our workflow.
Oh, there we go. I'm going to skip for now because we want to be working. Yes. So I am getting logged in, and that's the wrong place. Let me grab that link you sent me. This is my actual.
Yeah, you can head to, if you click on the agreements tab there at the top.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Right in that left nav, that Maestro workflow.
Oh, here it is.
There you go.
Okay. So I'm in my DocuSign account. I do, for Code TV, DocuSign is what we use for all of our contracts. So this is my actual account. We're live and in it. And so this is the Maestro workflows. As you can see, it's new. How long has this been out for?
I want to say this has been out for maybe almost 2 years now. Yeah. Great.
Yeah. So something that we can rely on. It's not like brand new, like going to change. Yeah. So I'm ready. So let's maybe talk about what our plan is today, and then we'll jump in and do it. So I'll let you take the lead on what should we try to accomplish.
Yeah, so there are kind of 3-4-ish big parts of what we're doing today. First one is building a Maestro workflow. Second one is creating the web form that we're going to use in the workflow. So those two are kind of our big UI tasks today. And then the second half is building a quick little server to trigger that workflow programmatically, right? Okay. And then after that, we are going to look at maybe doing a Notion integration after this.
So, yeah. So that's so we're calling our shot. We're going to see how far we can get on all that, but I'm ready to rock. So do I start by hitting this create workflow button?
And that's right. Yeah. Create workflow.
Excellent.
And then I would go blank workflow on the, oh my gosh, left and right.
Okay, so I'm in, we're loading up my blank workflow. I'll close things down. Oh, no, that's right. Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
So workflow start.
That's the first thing. So a few options here from a link, from within Maestro, from an event, or from an API call. Real quick today, we're going to do from an API call. Okay. But you can see go ahead and scroll down. So there's a little explanation on when you would use this. Since we're building this into the server, triggering it programmatically, that's why we're doing this through an API call today. But lots of options. Go ahead. Nice. Okay, so now we are going to set up the starting variables, right? So this is kind of a quick and dirty way to do it. And there's going to be two text variables we're going to use, which are developer name and developer email. And usually you can, pre-fill this if you use like a pre-filled tab or something like setting a config file right in your server. You can pre-fill this stuff. And so then it'll be actually your developer name and actually your email.
Okay.
So then, so go ahead and hit next. And we are starting this human, right? And so the reason we're picking human is because I also want to show how to trigger this via the UI as well. So that's why when you pick human, you kind of have the option to do either or. I like human just so I can test. So go ahead and hit apply.
Okay, so we've created something from an API call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And so, well, actually, this is the start method. So this is telling the workflow, hey, when the API call is triggered, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then we're going to kick off the workflow. Mm-hmm.
I'm with you.
Yep. And then so go ahead and hit add a step there. Nice. And then collect data with web forms will be the next step we're doing.
Okay.
So after this, we're going to jump into configuring the web form. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and hit configure so we can see here. Let's see. I wanted to do, yes, that's my favorite thing to see. Okay, so create a new web form. You can go ahead and click that because then I don't have to click around like the tabs and things there. And then we're going to create a web form.
Okay.
Awesome.
And do we want to use a template or?
We're going to start from scratch today. We're just going to do a form, have them fill it in so we can kind of see this kick off.
All right. And what should we call this one?
Let's go ahead and call this collect client info. Let's call it that.
Collect client info.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
All right, and hit apply. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, so we've got our so awesome. So we are going to actually do 3 sections for our web form. So you can see on the outline here, there's welcome page, untitled page, thank you page. Mm-hmm. So head over to that untitled page first, and we're going to change that over to, what was I calling those? Oh, yes, client and project information. Yes. Awesome.
All right.
And now this is, so we're going to ask a question, and we're going to do a text field actually this time.
Okay.
So real quick before we jump into this, pointing out a couple things. So we can put in for the field name client name, right? So this is, the title so the client knows what to put in. Mm-hmm. And we're going to make this a required field, because we kind of need their name to do the rest of it, right? So and then we're going to head down to API reference name. So this is the part I want to point out that's pretty important. We want to make sure that the API reference name is the same. This is what I was talking about earlier in the podcast when it comes to spell check. This is how the workflow identifies what value is what and how you will as well when you build the workflow. So if you put something like that text box, if you kept it like that and you're trying to associate fields with data and you have, let's say 10 of these, oh my gosh, good luck. But right. You know what I mean? So this one, we're going to do client case, single word, client name.
Client
name. Capital N-A-M-E. Yeah.
Got it. Sorry, I was like, my brain shorted out just now. Okay.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. And then, so there's a few, let me send this over because there's a few more little, oh my gosh, variables that we want to use. Let me pull that up.
And am I adding more fields here?
Yes, you'll be adding more. So go ahead and do, you can get started on the client email. Let's do that.
Can I use an email field?
You can. So this is the neat thing too, is this is our data verification field that's built in. So it'll check that there's an @ a .com, things like that. So you can do that. Awesome. Yeah, and that's going to be a required field as well.
Okay, and then we'll make this one client email, I assume.
That's right.
Okay.
So, yep, client camel case there. And then the next one we're going to do on this page will be agreement name.
And is that just a text field?
That'll be a text field.
Okay.
And same thing. This is we don't have to make that required.
Okay.
Because another thing I want to point out too is these fields can also be auto-filled from an e-signature template. Not a template, but from the agreement, right? So if you already have the client name, it can, as long as those variables, right, stay consistent, that API reference name, it'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Got it.
And then we are gonna let's do agreement ID as well. And that one will also, let's just make it a text field because there are letters sometimes in that ID.
And awesome. That one will be agreement ID. Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. All right. So that's our client info page. So let's go back to that left side outline and let's hit that purple plus and add another page, a new blank page.
Okay.
And let's call that one project information. And we're going to do
we need a reference name in here?
We do not. So this is the this is just telling this is the reference to the actual page, right? So this is not something we're going to call later.
Right. So we're not worried about the form. We're worried about the data being input into the form.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
All right. So then we're going to do two text fields here. One of them is going to be project name.
Okay.
Make that required too.
That's required. And then project ID.
Let's do this one. Repo name, actually.
Repo name.
So this is if we want to build in the GitHub integration.
And that one's required as well?
Yeah, because we'll need that if we're building the repo, right? Otherwise, it'll just be project name.
So repo name, camel case, project name, camel case, both are required. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
We got two more and then three more, I'm sorry. And then one more page after that, which is going to be just one field. So nice and quick. So next one we're going to do is a text field.
Okay.
Let's call this intake notes. And this is in no particular order, just kind of, let's not make that required. Let's do long text. And then let's do that that API reference name. Let's do intake notes again.
Okay.
And then the last one on this, two more on this page, I'm sorry, price, which will be a number, also required. And then I'll show you how to do a drop down after that one.
Okay, so the price is going to be price. Is this one required?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
And then one more. And you said a drop down.
One more. That's right. Yeah. And we're going to call that package name. So this is, what did you sign up for? So again, pointing out here that this is, this can be read-only. You can autofill this from your end as the sender, the price, the package name, and you can set it as read-only so the client can't change the price to $1 or something like that. All right. So so the three options, let's just do starter, standard, premium, and let's just match that API value.
Premium.
Awesome.
Okay.
So we've got our
starter, standard, premium. Happy with that.
You can set a default too, if you would like, and this just shows if the client is a starter package client, they don't have to click anything, right? Save them a click.
Got it. Okay, cool.
All right.
Let me just double check. API reference name is price, intake notes, repo name, and project name. Okay. And then you wanted one more section?
Yeah, one more section. And let's just call that that page ready to kick off, ?
Okay.
Nice. And then let's do a question. Let's do a checkbox. And let's call this one, let's just do ready question mark. This is going to be our human kind of in the loop gate here, just to make sure that we don't need manual review. We can call that ready. And then let's do the option is just one option, and we'll do yes for that. And you can call this one too, just ready to kick off. Or yes, yeah, either one.
Oh, I got it. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
All right. And then let's set the default value.
Set the default value.
To that. Yep. So let's default that they are ready to kick off.
Got it.
All right. And then that's your web form. So you can save it and then
it auto
saved
saved for me. That was nice.
Yeah, that's really
Activate
nice,
it.
especially when I have like 100 tabs of these open and I forget to save. So yeah, we'll activate it.
And we're going to make this one public so that we can use it.
Yeah. And so this is what the web form looks like. So if you just want to click through really quickly, we don't have to fill it out right now because we will later.
Okay, got it.
But yes, so that's what it looks like. We can head back now over to our workflow builder.
Let's see, it was this one. Yes.
Yep, that's the one. So go ahead and hit, X there, cancel out of that step, configure, and
it's going to load up our new forms, client info. Heyo.
Nice, perfect. All right, and then participants. So we're going to add a participant here. And let's call this client. You can call it pretty much anything, though. It's just how you identify them.
Okay.
Let's also add another participant.
Do I do them?
Here.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Let's call that developer, just in case we need to associate those starting variables we set up earlier. And let's do client again. Yep. And then let's do continue to map data fields. And this is kind of the critical part to make sure the automation works, right? Is making sure that the client name and the client emails are associated to the right fields. So if you go, let's go to hit the plus there. Okay, I don't see it, but that's okay. So let's see, collect data with web forms. Go ahead and scroll down to project info. Is it the same?
It looks like it's not picking up the thing. Do we need to refresh?
We might need. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay,
so we can hit cancel. And
cancel. Let me save my draft. And did you have a set name for this?
Yeah, let's call it contract admin automation. Let's call that.
Okay. We have saved the workflow draft. I am reloading the page.
It should open for you there.
Okay, so let's configure that again. Get this one. Next, get our client.
Interesting. Let's go to hit next. Go to participant. There.
Participant. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's do user who starts this workflow.
Okay.
See if that helps. Nope, not quite. Okay. No worries. So yeah, this is the tricky thing with the variables, but let me pull this up. Let's actually go ahead and let's test that web form real quick. Let's click on that link and let's fill it out.
Okay.
See what happens.
You want me to fill this out?
You can just do test agreement. Yeah. And then yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then the project name is going to be, is the repo name, do we want this to be a real thing?
No, we don't have to, so we can just do test real quick. We're just making sure that this is going to grab the variables. This is, whenever I do workflows, this is sort of my first step when it comes to debugging the automation, is checking the web form and making sure, yep, hit
Got
next.
it. Okay, so we have filled out the web form. I'm going to hit use. Or wait, why does it say 60%?
Oh no, so you're going to scroll down. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Let's edit our form. I think I know what happened.
Edit form.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, page. Not quite. Let's activate it again then.
Activate and replace. That's fine.
Go to web forms. Okay, looks good to me.
And does it show? Is there a way to see like the responses?
Yes. Let me pull that up. So yeah, go ahead and hit that kebab menu. Actually, you know what? I heard this called a hamburger menu before. I thought that was funny. It's like, I did not know people called it that.
Okay, but I think we haven't. Does that mean that we just haven't seen no results? So that didn't go through, and that's okay because we know how to make that happen. So I need to go back to templates.
Let's take a look at our variables again. I'm gonna pull up mine real quick. Just
Maestro workflow, and then we're going into this one.
That's right.
And we're going to use this collect client info. Still not.
Okay.
Should I try to use the form again and like see if we can fully?
You know what? Why don't you just hit apply here? Because the map data fields, I believe, is optional for this step. Nice. Okay. And then we can just add the branching step real quick and go back to it. So yeah, let's do branching rule real quick. And so you can see this is our true false, right? What happens if the client's not ready? So also you can change the names of these steps too. So let's see there. That's what you should see here. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And if that is true, done. That's it. I also like to check merge true and false branches, because at the end of this whole thing, ideally every client's going to end up in the same place, or the client is not interested in moving forward, right? If they need a review, something like that. So that's why it merges there at the bottom.
So basically this is like if they check false, then we need to kind of like send them back to review. Whereas with this one, we just continue them down the line.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Exactly. And so, let's go ahead and check on our web form again and see if that loaded in. Interesting. So if you do / client name in that camel case, nothing comes up. Nope. Okay. Let me check on this. But yeah, in the meantime, let's go ahead and just add those branching steps, and then we can add those variables in a second, because we know that it's reading the workflow variables at that step. It's just not doing it in the earlier step, which is one of those things where it can be because, the client hasn't inputted the information yet. So that's part of it. But yeah, let's just add a step.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's going to be 2 steps under this true branch, and they're both going to be send an email. So it should be in there. So I also want to point out too all the different steps you can add, and this is like the very this is a new account. It's pretty empty, right? And so if you add like things like a Google Drive app, if you add your own extension apps, those will pop up on the steps as well. But yeah, so who do you want to do this first email for? You want to notify the developer that the contract or that the client's ready to kick off?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or let's do it. Okay. I would also change the step name to something like developer notification, just so we can differentiate between the two.
Okay. And then for subject, we can do something like client name, signed, agreement name or something.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's super, you can do a headline. So that's like the subject line, I guess, on the top of the page. But yeah.
Nice.
You can do the same things. You can put in the body, any of those variables will fill in that you select from collect data with web forms.
Great. So that's perfect. So we can do like a hi developer name, new project started, and I think maybe just something super simple here.
Get to it. Yep.
Okay, so so that's one, and then two, I assume, is like let the client know that things are moving.
Yes, exactly. So the client email, which is usually, hey, this is the package you picked, right? This is we're getting started. We're a couple other like little things too is like adding like a Calendly link. You could do that here too, which actually I think we'll go back to in our web form and take a look at that. But yeah, so that's that one. I have a suspicion it's our checkbox.
Oh, okay, I can't do that. That's fine. This is fine. Oh, that's handy. So if you just type the slash, it pulls up the autocomplete for you, which is super nice.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't hear from...
Let's see this.
Okay, so that's a basic client notification email. I assume that if it was real, we would give like useful information, but we're not going to stress about it.
Exactly. So then let's go over to our false branch and let's configure that. So this is also going to be an email because we're going to be emailing the developer. Hey, you got to take a look at this. The client is not ready to kick off and we want to know why so we can get started sooner rather than later, right? And then we are going to send this over to the developer.
Got it. And I think we'll just, like for this one, because we know. Okay. That gives us details.
Yep.
And then are we adding something else here?
No, we're actually just going to keep that fine because basically what will happen is once the edits go through the agreement, right, or are done on the agreement, it gets resent to the client signs, and then the workflow's triggered again.
Got it.
So then they'll be ready. So we can actually just go all the way down to the bottom, yep. And then you can let's do show a confirmation screen is this one.
Okay.
Nice. And then we're going to configure. And let's do client. Nice.
Okay.
I like to add this screen because otherwise, when you trigger the workflow and you don't have this, it just kind of gets stuck in this little loading thing. So it is really important to have.
Got it. And so this is why it's important to have the fields mapped to this client. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then, how do we get that?
Yes, good question. I was wrong. You actually don't need to map the data fields. It will take care of that for you in those later steps. So, because you need to collect the variables first. So this is the map data fields is specific to if you want to pre-fill things, right? So let's say you have an e-sign field. You can just pop that in. So for example, they sign, they fill out the agreement, then it's filled in the web form for them. They can hit submit.
So how does this participant, how does this client get updated? Or should it be the one who started the workflow?
So the client gets updated from the web form, right? Because we're not actually pulling the participant is sort of a labeling thing rather than a variable thingy, as I say. So the variable, go ahead.
Sorry, I guess my question is so we created this and then it didn't let us map fields to this client participant in the web form. So how does it know which field maps to which thing?
So the client participant is actually, it's not the field mapping, it's the identification of who is performing the task within the workflow. So for example, if you were doing something like you needed you're hiring someone, you sign the offer letter, then the HR person, and then the client or the employee, right? That's where those participants are really important because then you can set the routing to those participants.
I got you.
I like to keep them this way so that just in case I need to add a step, I like to make sure everyone who is participating in the workflow has their own predetermined role just for clarity, right?
I understand. Okay, I'm with you. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I apply this. We're ready?
And then we are going to review and publish. That's our workflow.
All right. And so that's saved. It's ready to publish. Give each instance a new name. And
yes. So this one, this is very customizable too. So let's say you want to, archive this to a folder or Google Drive or something like that. You can set it to something like project name, client name, and then the date. Any of those variables we got from the web form, we can, and from the workflow start, we can add that to whatever the file name or the instance name is. Me personally, I like to do like client name, project name, start date, and time, especially when I'm testing because I want to know when I did what. But that's just my preference. Very customizable.
This sounds great. So we're going to roll with that and then we publish. And let's see. So this is, I just need to say like, I'm allowed to do this.
Yes, it's saying, hey, Maestro, you can send envelopes, you can send emails on my behalf.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Nice.
So that's published.
Yep. So go ahead and refresh. Actually, no, it's all good there. Awesome. So I'm going to show you how to trigger this from here, and then we're going to do an API call and see if we can trigger it programmatically. So all you really have to do is hit run workflow. And then you
start
pop
this
in
manually. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. We start.
Again, like this is something that these are variables you can set in a script, and it'll just accept that. So yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna do this twice. We're gonna do it with the kickoff and without the kickoff box check, so we can see those emails come through.
Okay. And let's do. One of those. And then let's see, test project. We'll go with test project. I don't That'll be good.
Nice.
And so first you want me to leave it checked.
Yeah, let's get this checked. And then we'll submit this.
There's my summary. I am happy. It is all correct.
No notes. We're good.
I've submitted, and hey, there's my note that says it's all done. And then let me pull up my email over here. I'm going to open it off screen so that people don't have to look at the nightmare that is my inbox.
Don't even get me started on mine.
So
hey, I should build an automation for that. But
wait, that didn't work. Come back. There we go.
There we go.
So there's the first one, and there's so this is the client one, right? So you can see that the two emails came through. I had them both go to my so this one came to my actual email, and then I used the plus trick to have it sent to another one. So we can see that it did in fact go to two different emails, quote unquote, and that all of the automations worked as expected. So that's pretty exciting.
That's good.
And
then we can head back to that workflows screen.
Here we go.
Then,
Look at that.
So there's our instance. Yep. There it is.
Okay, so that did the thing. And then
let's do start instance again at the top. Oh yeah, you could do it through the kebab menu too.
Oh, my bad.
There's a few different ways to do it. No, you're fine. That's the nice thing is there's a few different ways to run it. But
and then
you can hit run
same
workflow.
Thing? Okay.
Yep, same thing. Only difference here is we'll keep that box unchecked.
Okay. And then we're going to get this started. So now I'm going to do the client part. And then this is going to be test bed.
Nice. All right. So far, so good.
Okay, we're cooking. And now I'm going to uncheck the ready and hit next. And it says we're not ready. So when I submit this, it should say that I'm done. Oh, interesting.
Oh no. I always call this a demo curse whenever I go live, no matter how many times you test something, right? So it's always, we're having trouble.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it did not get me. I'm not getting the email, so I think it actually did crash on us. Let me try to get back here.
No.
Unable to load form. Okay, so that's fine. Close that.
Oh, let's refresh this page actually.
Oh, I got fully logged out. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. There's my workflows. That one's completed.
Yeah, so you can see that's the one we just ran. There's an error, right? So we can hit view details.
Oh, I wonder if the error is that we made it required and then it's not checked. So it's like actually crashing here.
Oh, I see. Yep, you're right. Let's go back to that web form. See, this is why we test. Nice.
Okay, so I need to go back to the web form, which is going to be back here. And then I'm going to go to templates and my web forms. And we're going to...
Yeah, let's edit that.
Edit. No. Edit form.
Edit form, yeah. See, I had a feeling it was the checkbox. It didn't do what I thought it did.
Wait, no, this is right. Select at least 0.
This is... Oh, you know what? Let's go to your checkbox options. Click that, yep. And then change this to the same API reference name as the actual, so I think it says yours is ready. Let's change that to ready.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, let's activate that. And we'll jump back to the workflow.
Okay, so that's successfully done. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go in here. And we got this one. And can I like just rerun this?
Actually, you can, we're going to double check the config to check that branching variable to make sure it aligns. Yeah. So let's edit the workflow actually. So if you go back to the instance list screen you were at earlier.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
And then go ahead and hit yep. Let's do edit.
Okay.
Okay.
And then here is this one.
Yeah. Yeah. True. And then go to your variable again. Yep. And then hit X there for the first. Yep. And then scroll down. Yeah, let's do that. True.
Okay, so we're going to apply that.
Let's check that. Yep.
No, that's all correct. So
nice.
That one. Well, hold on. Email. Oh,
there it is.
Well, that's an embarrassing thing to get wrong. Okay.
No, you're fine.
So let's save that. We're going to publish our changes. And now if I go back here to that's all fine. Is it possible then to just like re-execute that workflow to get it to run? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go here, we'll go in, and then I've got these. And can I just like tell you to do it again? Try again?
Hit that hamburger kebab. Oh yeah, I guess not. So I guess we'll just have to kick it off from the.
Okay. All right. So we need to run it one more time. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do that here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. What are we doing on time? We're doing all right. We got we probably aren't going to get to that Notion stuff today is my hunch.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I'll just show a brief overview of like a sample function I have for that. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Should be good.
Okay, so we're just ripping through here to get all this done. And I'm unchecking, I'm hitting next, and now it should actually not explode. And it should say you are done, good. Yep. And then I come over to here, and when I pull this over, it says, hey, it's broken. And so we can figure that out. And then obviously I need to do some stuff to like clean that up a little bit, but we are mostly in good shape here. And so if I refresh this page, that did what we want. And so we didn't dig like deep into all those things, but there were a ton of options inside of this workflow editor for like what the individual nodes can do. Should we look at those for a quick second and then do the API?
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's get in here. And I'm going to just come down here and add a new thing. And let's just kind of, let's just go on through. So we can do a web form. We did that part. But we've also got like signature templates, which is pretty freaking cool. We can send documents for signature, which is really cool. Because this is one that takes me a bunch of time. So like when I'm working on a statement of work, there's like, okay, everything's ready, but then who's signing? What's their email? Like, does anybody need to be notified? Like, this is the sort of stuff that I'm doing manually right now. I already have a document that's ready for an e-signature. So I just have to like get that set up properly. And I
want to point out too, real quick, this prepare a document template. That is probably my favorite step because you can take a docx like contract and you can do like just brackets and it says the same API reference name for the field, like client name.
Like in the Word doc?
Yeah, and that's your standard template. Pulls that, customizes it per client, sends it for signature.
That's
It's
super
awesome.
handy. That's
I
really,
love
really
it.
useful.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we can, oh, if we need ID verification, we can do that. Like that's pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
We've got the workflow, we've got a confirmation screen, bring in somebody else, which is also really interesting. So like if you're sending to your contact, but your contact needs to bring in accounts payable or the legal team, they can create branching logic on their own, I assume. Or like they
Yes,
say, oh yeah,
exactly.
send this to the lawyer. Now the lawyer's in the loop and they're doing red lines. Like again,
Yeah.
just stuff that I'm currently doing that is a big pain in my butt. And so if I browse this,
Yeah.
will it show the other things?
Yeah. So this is like our like out of box like integrations, right? Again, you can build your own. We have a couple reference implementations for like custom ones too that you can take a look at on the developer center.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always looking for ideas on more, so definitely let me know if you've got any. But if you wanted like, Stripe payment step is a really cool one, right? If you want to
Mm-hmm.
send the invoicing out, um,
Organize your
archiving
stuff
to,
across all of your different drive options.
yep. And
Updating the
then
Salesforce. Yeah.
it's pretty, yeah, that's what I mean when I say it's like it can be intimidating because of how big it is. So a lot of the times when people say, well, what do you use Maestro for? I'm like, well, what do you want to use Maestro for?
Right.
Because it is a lot. It's a lot to look at and take in. So yeah. And I also want to look at too the start methods real quick. If you X out of this and go back to your workflow that we were looking at earlier. Yeah. Let's do edit real quick. And then we just won't save it or reactivate it. Okay, if you hit that, and then go to the drop down, the from where it says from an API call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so from a link is another one I want to point out too, because you can dynamically generate this and also put it in an email to trigger the workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from within Maestro we did that already, right? Which is in the UI. From an event is one I've been playing around with recently, which is I actually tried this for this one, which is setting an agreement. If it says like agreement status, envelope status complete, trigger the workflow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of eventing you can put in. So if you click on that, I think we can pick a couple. Let's see. You just won't save it.
From an event.
Yep.
And then let's see, you can do it from when things happen with envelope. Envelope is a contract. You can also have it do things from, oh yeah, this is cool.
Right.
Like this is great.
Especially the workflow events, you can have the workflows talk to each other, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's good too, because like I feel like one of the things that's really hard with these sorts of processes is that they can get really tangly if you try to do it all in one. But if you're setting up like each individual thing is sort of its own thing, but you can have one workflow that's basically like when this thing happens, kick off all these other workflows. That's really handy.
Yes, yeah, and it's all like consolidated in that one spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very easy to find. You can run scripts to pull status, like how we saw when it said error or failed, I think is what it said. You can pull that and send a notification, right? If workflow failed, send an email,
Yeah.
So very, very cool.
We're probably not going to have time to like full blown build an API, but we can put together a curl call.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So why don't we do that? Let me pull up. We use Warp for this.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to, where is there it is. I don't know what that is. Oh boy, I need all of this to go away. Yeah, whatever it is. Yep, got it. Okay, bye. Okay, so we're going to I'm just going to go to the downloads folder so that we're somewhere kind of clear. If I want to send out a curl, how do I get the API endpoint that I would hit?
Yes, so you would get this from the API reference page. So I'll actually point you to back to the Developer Center documentation. Let's go APIs.
Okay. Maestro API.
Yes, that's the one. And then you can do API reference or the how-to guide. Either one's totally fine. Yep, we'll do workflow. So there's all of workflow management endpoints, right?
Mhm.
So this is triggering the workflow.
Mhm.
But before
Isn't
you
that
can
what we want
trigger
to
the
do?
workflow, it is what we want to do, but we want to see what we need to trigger the workflow, right? Typically, it's
Oh, right.
something like instance name, right? Something like that. So we're going to start with that get workflow trigger requirements
Ah,
um,
okay.
endpoint, right? And so there you can see, I think we've got the curl right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I'm gonna need my
Yep.
token.
Your
Let me see. Is this gonna work easily, or is this gonna be like a whole thing? Because I would love for this to just work. I saw Sterling was in the chat, so I feel like if I don't use Postman, I'm gonna get hate mail, and that's
Oh no,
that's not what we're about.
threatening email. How dare you?
um, let's. Okay, that's not. I don't know what's going on here, so we're not going to do that. I need to get my access token though, which I don't have. But what I can do is I can paste this part here, and
Yep.
so we're going to need an account ID. We're going to need a
Mhm.
workflow ID, and then we're going to need an access token. And I assume I cannot show this access token.
They are JWT, so they expire in like very quickly for us. At least when I do this, it's like gone pretty quickly. So it's always like JWT expired. Sorry, get a new one. So yeah, you can show that one. We can delete it right away. So yeah, we can do login.
Okay, I'm logging in. Maybe I'm logged in. Yes, there we go. Apps and keys. So I'm going to keep the workflows page open. I'm going to my apps and keys center. And
let's do, so your API account ID is the one for the account ID that we see in the call.
Okay, so let's fix that one. This is why I use Warp, by the way, so that I can like click and highlight things in the terminal input. And then I need my workflow ID, which is that.
Yeah. So
here.
Couple ways you can do this. Yeah, you can actually go back to the workflows page, and then let's just go ahead and click on contract admin automation, where we back to that screen where we see the instances, and you see in the URL of this page, there should be. That's it. Yep. So
That's
this is like
ID.
kind of. That's the workflow ID. So I actually did the same thing back in Discover, and one of my friends was like, "It's a little hacky to pull the ID that way." So I want to mention that there is an API call you can do. It's a get request that pulls all your workflows from your accounts. Yeah, if you want to do it that way.
Okay, and so then I need to create a key, and I'm going to
yes. So go ahead and add app and integration key.
Oh, here.
Yep, right there. You can just call it access token.
All right.
And I think like this is kind of like one of the parts that has a little bit more friction too, is building the integration key, but it's pretty quick. So we're gonna do this. Let's do private. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then let's go ahead and let's go ahead and save the integration key at the very top. Yep, there it is.
Save this.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need this?
And
somewhere?
then, yeah, if you want to put it in like a notepad or something, that's totally fine too.
Okay, I'm just gonna toss that over here for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the nice thing too, and go ahead and create a secret and then save that really quickly too.
Okay, is this gonna show as soon as I click the button?
It is, yeah.
Okay, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna just take the screen away for a second, because my chat is notorious for being very fast at this. And so they may get us before it is.
Guys.
Yeah. So let me then. So I created the secret. I've got it in my clipboard, and then I assume I need to allow get and post requests.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Do I need any
And
others?
let's do nope, you are good. Actually, we're not doing cores, so you don't actually have to check those. So you can uncheck them
Oh,
and
okay.
save. Yep, there you go.
Okay. I'm gonna, just in case it shows anything, I'm clicking the save button.
Mm-hmm.
I have created my apps and integration keys. It is ready to submit. I'm over in Warp. I could probably find a way in Warp if I knew it better to mask this key, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to hit enter on this curl command.
Yep. How's it going? Access token?
It said access denied, but also command not found header, which means that the way this is entered is not doing what we want it to do, which is actually very predictable because we didn't escape the line return. So I'm going to do that one more time. Oh, Jot is not in the right format, so I've done that wrong. So let me bring the screen back up. Okay, so I've got my key. Do I need to? How do I get it in a Jot format?
Into a what? Sorry.
Well, we need it. We need the JWT.
Yes, the JWT token. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab the curl command to generate that access token for you.
Okay. And I've got my integration ID and that secret key ready.
Yes.
Off screen here to make that call.
Let me pull this up. Bear with me 1 second.
I know you wouldn't, Vinny's, but you would use it to humiliate me.
You know what? That's part of the fun, right? I get it though, because it's like when I see something like that, I am poking around really quick. I'm very nosy.
Yeah. So this is great. So we've got, and there is a link in the chat that I'm going to explore later, so that Warp will let me hide those secrets in the future, which would be really nice for showing what the heck is going on. But today we're going to get a little practice on my narration skills.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I can't even pull it up. Okay, I have.
All good.
Here's what we can do. I'm going to send you one real quick I just generated, and then I'll also send you the associated ID, just so we can keep it moving.
Okay.
All right.
And so what we're doing right now is you're generating a Jot for your own account. So we're going to swap out the ID of the app and workflow.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
But you know what? It is.
So then in that case.
So maybe we can do this.
Damn it.
So I was going to bring this up a little bit later, but there is a repo for everyone watching. There's a repo of what we're doing today on stream, and it's kind of here for you as a post-stream resource. And if you, Jason, head over to that repo, I did build like the authentication. Well, I built the whole thing, but there's an authentication function in server.js, and then you can just do that.
Let's find the authentication.
Yeah, there's the build auth URL. And then, so yeah, this is
here's
also
the build auth URL. Oh, and here's all the things that we need. Okay.
Yeah. So I know we're running low on time here. So are we right on time?
We are at time, so we should probably
yeah.
But so the I mean, the long and short of what just happened here is we tripped up on not on sending the API call, but on generating the JSON web token, which is like the secure way to send something through a curl call. And those expire really fast, so it's not like we could set that up ahead of time. And so what we would have done from here is the equivalent of running this function. Basically, we would have hit the DocuSign API and sent in our client ID and secret to get back a JSON web token, which we would have then put into the curl command that I found in here. Right, this would have been that jot. And that would have given us back the trigger requirements, which shows, choose an example. And that would have showed us here the input scheme.
Yeah, so it says there should be a trigger input schema. Let's see. There it is.
Trigger input schema. And so there's the name and the email.
Yeah, these are the fields you need to include in your request body for triggering the workflow, right?
Got it. So name, email, and company.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. And it looks a little different in server.js, the file I have, because we're using the SDK instead of a curl call. But if you want to see this with just curl calls, there's a how-to article in the Maestro section that's specifically how to trigger. If you head back to APIs and hit Maestro API again. How to, and then how to trigger. Yep. You can, whatever language you like, whatever your flavor is, if you like Bash, if you like Ruby or PHP, I guess, up to you. Okay. This is kind of a good resource for it. Okay.
Okay. So this is partially on me because I typoed that form name where I didn't do I got the name instead of the email. I also was very kind of enamored with the workflow thing, and I think I burned some time in there. So my bad, everybody, that we didn't have time to get this all the way done. I do think there is probably a world where we could do a part 2 on this and actually get to the Notion integration, because I think that would be super fun. So for now, we're going to leave you with some additional resources. You'll find these in the show notes for the show. You will also find them on the Code TV Discord, which I hope you'll come and join us. We're fun over there. And you can always find this show as well as the companion podcast episode on the Web Dev Podcast on codetv.dev. You can find the podcast on all of your podcatchers, and you can find Learn with Jason on YouTube. Make sure that you like, subscribe, do all those things. Raylene, do you have any final words for us before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, same thing as I said earlier. Please, please, please reach out. Let me know if you have ideas. We're super, super interested in hearing how you guys are using the tooling we have, and we want to make it easier for you. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, which I think was linked earlier. You can also reach out on our developer community and visit our developer center. So we have a lot of ways, lots of touch points, and we are here to help. So if you've got questions, if you want to see the Notion integration, if we want to do a part 2 or you want to see a part 2, definitely let us know.
Yeah, go hit, there's a whole community section on the DocuSign developer site. So make sure you head over there, check it out, and get stuck in, y'all. I hope you all find yourselves doing a lot less busy work after this one. This has been another episode of Learn with Jason. Make sure you check out upcoming episodes, and you can watch the whole back catalog on codetv.dev. Raylene, thank you again for hanging out with us today. We will see you all next time.